Welcome. You're listening to the Handyman Academy podcast with your host, Jeremy Lewis.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Now, I'm going to go ahead and apologize, first and foremost. I feel like I'm doing this a lot lately just because of technical difficulties and whatnot, but we were supposed to have an episode of Jason's story yesterday on Wednesday. I had alluded to it. No, I straight out said it was going to be there when we were in our Tuesday episode about flexibility, but we had some technical difficulties. The computer that we were doing all of our recordings on, it rebooted, and then for some reason the interface that we plug all of our stuff into through the computer just wasn't really picking up the microphone, and hopefully all of the issues have been fixed and we are back on schedule. But today we have for you our Thursday roundup. So today we are going to be talking about two stories. This is what we typically try to do. First story is going to be about employees and or temporary employees, and the second one's going to be about commercial vehicle insurance. One's going to be longer than the other. Has anyone else ever used temporary jobbers to hire short-term employees for projects? Okay, so as an employer, I have never hired a temporary employee through like People Ready or JobStack or any of the thousands of staffing agencies out there. Not that I'm against it. Those people, they need jobs. If you can find the ones that you like, do it. I actually started my career in working as a professional anything at a place called Labor Ready, and I was a temporary worker. I bounced around from warehouses to Walmarts. I helped deconstruct displays in the mall. All kinds of things, right? I mean, you never know who you're gonna get, and that's the beauty of doing a temporary situation is you get maybe 2 or 3 people for a day, and if you like one, you say, all right, I don't need these other 2, but I'm gonna take this one, and I want him back tomorrow, or I want her to come on for another week, right? And so you can get a dozen, 2 dozen, 100 different people over the course of a month or 2 months or a quarter. And you can really get a feel for the different types of people that are out there, the different skill sets that are out there and ready to work. There's a reason why they're available at a temp agency. Okay. So, for me, it was I didn't have the experience to get into the doors of some of these places like Walmart. They wouldn't hire me. But through my time at Labor Ready, I gained experience and I got placed at Walmart. Isn't that weird? A place that wouldn't hire me normally now has me working there temporarily, and I was there for like 4 months while they rebuilt their store into the superstore from one of their smaller style stores, if you guys remember that years ago. So that's a good argument for temporary workers, right? But what if you want somebody younger, somebody that you can really mold into what you need for your business, okay? And one of my good friends, he's actually going to be on the podcast here in the future. Him and his brother, actually, they're both amazing young men, and they plan on coming onto the show when we can actually sit down and get this done. But I'm not going to tell all of his story, but he went to trade school. He went and he had shop classes in high school, and he went to trade school, and out of trade school he got a wonderful employment at a construction company, and he was able to become like one of their lead carpenters, which is huge. You guys should check him out. I can't wait to get him on the channel. because he's just an amazing young man. He has a YouTube channel, I believe, and he's just amazing. You have all of these trade schools. I know my area has like 15 of them, and I'm in, Ohio. Regardless of where you are, within a certain range, you should have your pick out of maybe a dozen trade schools, maybe even, just half a dozen. I don't care. As long as you have at least one, check them out. They have young adults that are graduating and they are looking for placement into somebody's company that's going to treat them well, let them gain actual hands-on experience, and make money and start down this path, this career. So go there, talk to the people, call them up, because they are going to have people who are genuinely interested in doing this stuff. They wouldn't have done a couple years of trade school if they weren't. That is that one topic. We're putting a pin in that and we're moving on. The second one was, I was just informed that I need to have commercial car insurance on our work truck. Do most have commercial car insurance? I'm getting a quote and they mentioned it is expensive. Okay. Anytime that you are using a vehicle for work purposes, you do need commercial car insurance. Now, not all insurance companies are created equally. You definitely need to shop around for the best coverage at the best price and read the fine print, because, they can still screw you if you do something that is outside of their agreed terms. One of the examples that my insurance broker told me when I was first getting into business and I was first looking to insure my pickup truck, he said, look, if you have a truck and it's full of tools and maybe some materials, you're hauling some drywall and you're backing out of a client's driveway and there's a car there, you didn't see it, you back into that car, your regular car insurance is going to look at that and be like, why do you have all these tools? Why do you have this materials? Why are you at this person's house? And they will deny your claim. At the best, they deny your claim. At the worst, they cancel your insurance because you're doing that thing called fraud, where you are paying for X and really you need Y. Let's not pretend that we don't know this now, because we do know this. It is a work vehicle. It is used for work purposes. Even if you only use that vehicle for work purposes 20% of the time that you are driving, that is still enough to have it as a commercial policy. So keep that in mind, and definitely, one more time, definitely have commercial vehicle insurance, commercial vehicle coverage, and do your homework, shop around, because you do not want to be caught with your pants down on insurance, because let's face it, it's one of the few things that's an immutable law in this country. You have life, you have death, you have taxes, and sadly you also have insurance. So let's just add that to the list. Anyways, this is a short episode. I hope you enjoy it being a short episode, because honestly, with all the technical difficulties I've been having, and honestly, I've restarted this episode 23 and a half times, I'm just out of energy for recording. So, we will see you next week on Tuesday for our normally scheduled programming. And until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week and a great weekend. And bye for now.